Hello, my name is Stephanie Tenorio, and I'm a senior associate at the SDV Southeast office. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with Greg Podolak, managing partner here at SDV Southeast for our partner Spotlight. Greg, thank you for taking the time to meet today. Before we get started, congratulations are in order. This year marks your 5-year anniversary in the Southeast office and is your 15-year anniversary in the practice of law. Two amazing accomplishments. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I'm especially excited to be able to have this conversation with you because you're a tremendous part of the success, certainly on the first issue. And it's weird to think about 15 years of practice because it's going by in a flash, that's for sure.
All right, so let's get started. I just have a few questions for you today. So first, what made you decide to exclusively practice policyholder coverage law?
That's a good one. I guess I would say in some sense it's my wife's fault. So realistically, I would love there to be some sort of story that as a kid I was growing up reading all these incredible stories about insurance coverage litigators, and that was something I just always wanted to be. But I don't think anybody's got that story, right? The reality is that I was finishing up law school. I had this amazing woman I was dating and wanted to marry. But as I think many third-year law students experience, I wasn't necessarily rolling in dough, I guess. I don't know. So I knew it was going to take, a certain amount of financial resources to adequately propose. And I just decided by that time in my law school career, I was ready to spend some time working. So I found a job working at the firm during the last few months of law school, essentially shifted all my classes to evening classes, and figured, hey, worst case scenario, at the end of the next 3 months, I'll be able to make that adequate proposal to my wife. But best case scenario, I'll be able to do that. Plus, maybe I'll find something that's an interesting area of work to be in. And it turned out that I got the latter of that. That once I really spent some time sinking my teeth into coverage issues and unpacking the just the complexity of the strategy that's needed to effectively advise clients in this arena, I found that it was like an endless puzzle solving, and that really intrigued me, and they haven't been able to kick me out the door yet.
So it sounds like that worked out well for everyone. You found a lifelong career, and hey, it sounds like she said yes. Yeah, that's right. When I said that I haven't been kicked out the door yet, I meant that both in the context of the firm and my wife. Although I'll say there's a little bit of cosmic balance, I don't know, kismet, whatever you want to call it, that's tied up in all of this, because my wife, who also went to law school, excelled particularly well in her insurance courses. And so it is not lost on her that my chosen profession is an area of law that she once studied and did very well in. So she reminds me of that at least once or twice a week. That's too funny. So can you describe a challenge or an event that has helped shape who you are today?
Yeah.
Besides getting your wife to say yes.
Yeah, that is, that's right. If you've met me, you know what a challenge that can be. But I guess I would say it was the first case I ever tried to conclusion here, which, on the surface, it doesn't seem like an overly complex case. It was a little old lady who lived in East Haven and had a water damage claim, but it was the kind of scenario where there just wasn't any easy path to resolution, and so that meant the case was going to get tried. And that was people talk about having trial by fire in a lot of contexts. That was very much my trial by fire. I had, for the first time, sort of solo responsibility to figure out how I wanted to best engineer my case and build this for a presentation to a jury and navigate, all of the nuances to get it there. And it was nerve-wracking, exciting. We got a tremendous result for her eventually at the end of the day. But the thing that I carry with me today, why that's such a formative experience, is that it was really my first opportunity to appreciate in real context the value of long-range vision in advising clients in this space, right? Because so much of what we're talking to our clients about is, hey, look, if you make this move, if you make this choice, here are the potential ripple effects, and I can tell you how certain things are likely to play out based on that. And so the process that I had to go through in that case for the first time of deconstructing a case and reverse engineering it from that end result that I wanted to get to is something that colors, the advice that I'm giving my clients like every day now.
It's funny. I think everyone has those couple of cases that they'll just never forget.
Yeah.
So working with you every day, you're such a young partner, you have a successful practice. I get to see how highly motivated you are. What is it that motivates you?
In this space, I think it's the opportunity to be a resource for somebody, right? Because I grew up following around an uncle of mine who was a lawyer, and he's one of those role models that you look up to over the course of certain parts of your life, right? And one of the things that I took away from that experience of just kind of, it was really just a lot of like tagging along with him as he went to court, met with clients, and he had a very different area of practice. But the thing I noted time and again was people came to him looking for a solution, right? And that didn't mean he always had it, but he understood that in part it was his responsibility to help them find a solution. And that means, sometimes it means even the most challenging thing, just being there to pick up the phone. Sometimes it means having to come up with a creative approach, even on something that's outside your wheelhouse, but it means kind of owning the problem with them instead of just giving them some sort of mechanical answer. Well, sorry, the law says this. What do you want me to do about it, right? That people come to lawyers looking for solutions. And that, that experience instilled in me, plus this particular area of law, which, you and I deal with this every day in so many facets, it can be like a puzzle box. Those two things put together, that's the stuff that really excites me. That when someone calls up and they're looking for my input, it's because they're looking for some kind of dynamic view on how to solve their problem, and I feed off of that.
Very cool. Okay, so non-insurance related question. Name one thing that's on your bucket list.
One thing that's on my bucket. I noticed that you said, though, I just want to go back. You said that was a very cool answer. It might be the first time that anybody said that about some description of insurance coverage practice.
Well, I'm also very nerdy and appreciate puzzles. So
that's right. That was a shout out to the insurance nerds that are tuning into this. Bucket list. I think it's got to be just finding some time to travel abroad with my wife individually, or with my wife and my family. I mean, that's something that has been a long time desire of mine, and for one reason or another, especially in the last year or so, it's been hard to even really think about. And my kids are all in the age range of 4 to 10 right now, so we're just about to hit that overall sweet spot where you can comfortably travel with them. They only need a certain level of attention on critical things. So I'm kind of hopeful that that's something, in the next 10 years or so, we're going to make a point of visiting Europe, and hopefully we'll be well through COVID issues, but visiting Europe or getting to Ireland. I would just love to see Ireland.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so besides the desire to travel, what are you passionate about?
I guess I I don't know. Sometimes I love repeating myself. I generally hate it. I know you'll say that I probably love it. But I guess I'm back to that part of the conversation we had a couple of minutes ago about problem solving, right? I mean, it's the same thing that I'm passionate about is the same thing that kind of drives me. It's in this arena, there is such a complex overlay between base level insurance coverage law, which is contract law and differs all over the country, which we're dealing with every day. Business considerations that our commercial clients are coming to us worried about as they're asking about the technical components of things, and a whole industry of how insurance functions that feeds into both of those other items. Being able to find a way to synthesize all of that and give someone very simple pointed advice so they can make decisions about how to conduct the rest of their day. I mean, that's what you and I are in the business of doing, right? That's there's a client sitting in a chair who's got to make, a decision about how to do something for their company. And they're coming to us knowing that all those three things and more are going to influence, one small piece of their own puzzle they've got to solve. And, I think that's the part that is just really exciting, is being able to say, there's just so much going on in this field that we're in, to be able to then condense it down to a couple of bullet points so that someone can make a decision and keep things moving. I love that.
Very cool. Now, I've heard you're also very passionate about musical theater. What are the chances you would grace us with a number?
No, that's not going to happen, but I appreciate the effort. That was a nice try. Yeah, I think everybody gets a big kick out of that.
Okay, how about favorite musical?
Favorite musical? That's a good one. It's been a long time, but when I was in high school, I was really into that musical Rent, which I think is still floating around, and it's a great one too, because it also keyed me into the opera La Boheme, which it's based on. And so that kind of opened up a whole nother world of things. But I'll say it's I'm not as much into it as I once was, but I appreciate musical theater, and it's kind of fun now because it's coming back around. My daughter is in the middle of starting theater camp right now, and let's just say it's a thrilling experience to watch your 10-year-old daughter tap into the dramatic part of her personality. So I get to go through this whole experience now of watching her have fun do that, but then also maybe get a sneak preview of what she's going to be like as a teenager. So.
Oh, very cool.
We'll see. Yeah.
Okay, well, Greg, thank you for giving us the opportunity to get to know you better, and congratulations again on your 5-year SDV Southeast office anniversary and your 15-year anniversary in law.
Thank you.